Welcome to a new episode of the Justin Hamilton podcast. Today, my guest is Dave Anthony, and well, unfortunately, heaps of things happened in Australia, so it turned out we had lots to talk about. Just so you know, it ranges from the very silly to the very serious to the absolute silly again. So look forward to this journey between the two of us. Before we bring him in, a quick shout out to our sponsors, Wonder Pies. Yes, the brilliant chef Ray Capaldi has made these beautiful pastries that are not just pies and pasties, but cakes and all sorts of things like that. And I've been a big fan of his work for a long time. And when he approached me and said, "Hey, would you like to have us sponsor you for the rest of the year?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah. Does that mean I get product? Haven't gotten product. That's all right. They're sponsoring me in better ways." But you'll find out why it's in better ways as well in this podcast as well. So, Wonder Pies, you can find them, you can find their outlets in Victoria, but you can also find them online, wonderpies.com.au, and you can order some product from them in big boxes of pies and cakes and all sorts of different pastries as well. So please go and check them out if you're looking to have a little party or just stock up and have some in the freezer when you're ready to break out one and have it on your own terms. Just quickly, I have a whole lot of shows this week in Adelaide. So we have on Thursday night, I'm going to be performing in Mount Barker. That is the 18th of September with Mickey D. All of these shows are with Mickey D. On the 19th of September, we'll be at the Rhino Room. We'll be performing some stand-up. Then we'll be recording a live podcast with guest Charlie Hill Smith, who was my first MC. I'm not sure if he was Mickey's first MC, but he was definitely mine back in March of 1994. And then his band Truckers for Christ will be performing. So that'll be a big night. And then on the 23rd of September, we will be performing at the Coonawarra Community Comedy Night. And the two, Mickey D and I, once again, will be putting on a show there. So if you would like tickets to any of those or more information, you can find them at my website at justinhamilton.com.au/gigs. And just a little reminder for everyone in Brisbane, I'll be performing there at Good Chat on December 4th. But since it's my birthday month, my birthday present to people in Brisbane, since I haven't been there with a solo show for 10 years. 10 years. I don't like, how did that happen? I really have no idea. But if you would like to come to the show, my birthday present to you is there's a cheaper ticket price for all of September. So you can get in a little bit earlier and save a little bit of coin. Once again, if you want more details for that, head to my website, justinhamilton.com.au/gigs. That website is where you can find links to my Substack and all the writing I'm doing. You can find the links to Patreon, where you can get ad-free versions of this podcast, and bonus podcasts and videos for live shows, etc. And also, Patreon gets you free tickets to any shows that I produce. So makes it worthwhile to sign up. And yeah, there's also a link there for the fledgling YouTube page, which is, as I keep saying, building slowly, but plenty of stuff to go up there soon, and we'll go from there. Okay. This is like a good chat with Dave, so I don't want to hold you for too much longer. So let's bring in the great man now.
Yes,
I don't want to put you under any pressure, but
please do.
do I look prettier than the last time you saw me?
No.
No? That is honestly devastating. Devastating.
Well, you're cleaned up. You got less hair on the sides.
Yeah, that's stress.
But look, Justin, we're past the age where I'm going to tell you that you look prettier.
Sure, but there's a very specific reason for bringing this up because I think I've
Did
discussed.
you,
Go on.
can I guess?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It's not eating better.
Oh, it's a little bit eating better.
It's working out.
Mm,
Is it using facial creams and masks and things of that nature?
No, no, no. That's just a hobby.
So it is eating. It is eating better
It is eating better, but why would I be eating better?
because you have a parasite.
I have a parasite. Yep, right in my arsehole, and it is. It's it turned me off all the good stuff. You know, a friend of my mum's went to when I was a kid. Went to Egypt in the late '80s and came back with a parasite in her stomach that she was never able to eat, like
Yes,
potatoes and bread and anything that made you feel full.
I had a friend who's a comedian, very funny comedian, lived in New York, and he got a job writing on Conan. He was one of the Conan monologue guys.
Right,
And he and his girlfriend, I think they were engaged at this point, but anyway, I was pretty good friends with them. They took a trip to Venezuela
right,
and they both came back with a parasite. And because it's not a parasite from here, the doctors were baffled
right.
and they had to do their own research. Now, this is like late 90s, so I don't know how much the internet could have been involved.
Yeah.
Um, but they had to do their own research, and I think they finally went to like a Venezuelan doctor here, and he's like, "You got to go back to Venezuela and get the green drink and drink it." But I'm talking 2 years. They
Right.
suffered for like couldn't eat, like all this stuff going on, and they went down there and drank the green drink, and that was it. And they came back. It was then they were back to normal.
Wow.
But it was a
And
parasite.
do we know what was in the green drink? But
Nope,
what? Why
nope.
ask? Just get rid of the parasite after 2 years.
I just remember being like, Tom, I haven't seen you around. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of just wasting away. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Well, anyone who's looking to lose weight quickly, Venezuela,
that's it.
just
Get yourself a
get
parasite in Venezuela.
get into it. I remember stories as a kid where people talked about getting worms and all the different ways that they would trick it out of the body. All these, and
Yeah.
this is
Ugh.
like I'd hear these stories in the '70s, which is a long time ago, but not really long enough to hear stories about. Well, they chopped off a chicken's head and they waved the neck under the arsehole, and then the parasite
Yeah.
came out and they grabbed it with some tongs.
Yeah. 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 There's the milk one too, where they put a bowl of milk and it comes out. Do you know we have meat ticks here that make you allergic to meat? It's a new thing that's been taking off. So
Amazing.
you get bitten by a tick and then you can
Yeah.
never eat meat again for the rest of your life. Meat just makes you sick.
Uh, Great. Where did they come from? Are they something that have been unearthed from Antarctica as it melts and all these new parasites get brought
Maybe
back into the air, or is it just through all these hormones that they pump into the meat that now ticks
it
are?
could be all of that.
They've got six packs. Six packs. It's a tick pack. It's the worst thing in the world.
It's a tick
Can't
pack.
beat those
Yeah.
guys. Yeah,
I mean, I heard that and I was like, I mean, it's not the worst thing. You can't eat meat anymore. Like it's like,
yeah,
I'm sorry you can't eat a burger, but also like you're healthier. So
yeah. You'll
yeah,
be right.
but they're new. It's new. It was found like 10 years ago and it's been really taking off lately. Like they're really getting out there, the meat ticks. I don't think they're called meat ticks,
Mate.
but that's what I'm calling them.
Oh, mate, that's enough. Like, I've been watching Alien Earth. You are right in my
I
wheelhouse
haven't
of freaked out with all of this kind of stuff at the moment.
I
Um,
haven't I
you,
haven't seen I'm right in the middle of Foundation.
okay. You enjoying it?
I do like Foundation. It's have you ever watched it?
I started watching it, and it was one of those things where things got busy, and I just never got back to it. But I enjoyed the first three episodes.
It's extremely complicated and you really need to pay attention. And
Yeah.
between seasons, you have to study. You got to watch one of the recap things, which are problematic now because AI has taken over all the recap shows and it's doing them very poorly. So you got to find an
Oh,
original recap guy who was doing it 5 years ago and
right,
subscribe to his channel, and then he'll do good recaps. But there's a
right.
ton of AI recaps that are terrible.
Motherfucker. Now they're fucking coming for the recaps. This is
They're
bullshit.
taking the
Jesus.
recap guy jobs.
This is my whole reason to live. This is some brutal stuff. I'll give that a go. You say the words it's complicated and I need to do homework, and I go, well, I am single.
I mean, one of my favorite shows as far as the thought process behind it and how complicated it was, 12 Monkeys on
Oh
Sci-Fi.
yeah. Oh right, the series.
That series is so fucking genius because it's like 5 years of timeline jumping.
Right.
And it is a let like when it was done, I think I sent a Twitter to the showrunner and I was like, you guys, I just fucking bow down because I can't
Yeah.
imagine being in a writer's room and being like, oh fuck, what happens if we do this? Like it's just insane.
Yeah, well, so many time travel shows, they love the big idea, but then the follow through, they never quite think through the ramifications.
Yeah, or else they get there and they go, oh, I don't want to keep having time travel because it's too hard. What if
Yeah,
Gary gets a job here and he doesn't like it? That's the show now.
he now works in a lab, no more on location. We've had our budget crunched. He's made a decision. Did you ever watch the
Yeah.
German series Dark?
Yes, I love Dark.
Yeah, yeah. Now that's the meme of the crazy guy with the pin and the
Yeah.
threads and trying
Yeah.
to keep up with that.
And trying to keep up with it being in another language.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It's like Jesus,
it's
shit. I'm
like when it
reading and watching.
yeah, that's when it wraps up, you feel satisfied. You're like, okay, that was kind of genius the way that all came together.
Yeah,
Yeah. Same
yeah,
with the 12 Monkeys. It's same the way they did that was genius.
yeah. I'd be curious to see what you think of Alien Earth. There was an episode recently which I was speaking very broadly about, had a lot of people in medical situations who are acting rather laissez-faire and
Mm.
not really thinking things through. And people are like, God, those people are really stupid. Like, it's so hard to watch uh, people acting like that. It's so out of character. It's like, no, no, people are stupid. Are you looking around now? I just don't think it's going to get better in the future. And, these people who have
Yeah.
gone off to do this thing, I don't reckon they're the best of the best. I reckon they're, 9 levels down.
People really have like a sort of stuck idea in your head how you're supposed to react to things, death, medical crises. They have this sort of stereotype of the situation in their
Right.
brains, and so they can't really wrap their head around when they see it portrayed and it's not exactly what they expect it to be. Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Well, it's the homogenization of entertainment. It's
yeah,
that's what I found. It's something like Eddington, which is taking a shot at every target that it possibly can take a shot at. But there's something very simple to that movie, which I think allows you to unravel what he's kind of getting at, and uh, there is this. Y- there's even a homogenization of language, so people hear a
mhm,
word and they're like, oh my Lord, that's an offensive word. And it's like they're not listening
yeah,
to it in context. They're not listening to why that might be said. And also, yeah, yeah, you're meant to be offended. It's an offensive word.
right.
It's
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 okay to
it's
be
there.
offended. Yeah,
Yeah, and sometimes characters do things that are stupid or
yeah.
disappointing, and that's what kind of makes it a little bit more real and relatable
It's like in horror movies when people are just like, "Well, you wouldn't do that," and it's like people do that shit. They walk into fucking danger all the time.
all the
They
time.
people do the. I always when I think of like how people react, like you wouldn't expect them to. My friend, when I think we were like 19. There's a table of us sitting at a restaurant or whatever, and she's super close with her family, and she just walks up to her table and she goes, "Oh, I gotta go. My dad died," and then she just leaves, and we're all like, "What?"
Wow.
And sure enough, my like I worked for her extended family, and I called them up, and they're like, "Yeah, no, he just died." But she was just like, "I gotta go. My dad died," and
Right.
like because she's in shock, like you don't know how
Yeah.
people are gonna fucking react to things, and your idea of normal is not other people. Like if everybody acted the same, the world would be a very simple place.
Yeah, one of my favorite little moments in a movie is in Contagion when Matt Damon's told that his wife has died, and he asks if he can speak to her, and and the doctor has to say no, she died. It's
Right.
like
And
and
he just
it's
can't comprehend it.
yeah,
He's
and
like, "What?
it's
No, let me talk to her." He just keeps being like, "No, what?"
yeah, and I
Yeah.
remember people going, "Oh, that was weird." It's like he was a happy family man, and now his wife's dead. Of course,
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it hasn't quite sunk in yet. This is the most realistic part of the movie, apart from
Yeah.
the contagion bit, which ended up being absolutely true. But but yeah,
You know
it's
it's
that.
good. The pit's really good at
Oh shit,
giving
yeah.
you reactions that you don't expect. I mean, I like it, but it's just ER. I mean, let's be honest, it's ER on
Well,
cable. That's
it's
all it is.
yeah, absolutely. But I loved ER, and so I was happy to have ER back. But
Sure, I get it.
the I think I said to you in ER you met a character at the start of an episode, and by the end of the episode their story was finished. But with this, if
Yeah.
you especially if you're watching it week to week, they're there for 4 hours. You spend a month with them.
Right.
So then
Yeah.
when there's a denouement, whether it's good, bad, or whatever, you have a little bit more of an emotional response, I think.
Yep, I totally agree with that. I guess my problem with the pit is having written in television, having come from that world, it's really upsetting to see HBO go to that
Uh,
level,
right.
which is, HBO is essentially been destroyed by the idiot who drove Hollywood
So,
into the ground.
David Zaslav.
And he wants it to be very everybody gets it, everybody likes it. So he's just taking what are network ideas and putting them on what was the premier TV
Yeah.
channel. And
Yeah.
so it's fine for a show, it's fine. I just think where it is very disappointing.
Right. Yeah. Well, this is the man who had a Batgirl movie and worked out that he'd just
Oh,
rather, not release it, take the
mhm.
insurance hit, and rather than try and make something of it, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy. I kind of feel like if you're going to do that, just give the movie to the producers and let them just let them put it on YouTube or something. I don't know. Give them an opportunity to
But
find a market.
it's a tax write-off though, so you can't
Yeah.
let it ever go out. You got to burn it.
Yeah. You
Such,
know,
such a good isn't capitalism grand.
it's just fantastic. Well, I won't mention any names, but I caught up with a friend in the last month who has written a play, and in the play there is a character who is anti-woke and is everything that an anti-woke person is. And my friend has gone to great lengths in everyone he's bringing into the play, everyone who's producing it to where it's going to play. He said, look, there's going to be some bad language, but it's in context, and there are reactions to that, use of bad words. And so they were doing a rehearsal and, still refining it. And the character drops an N bomb in it. And everyone reacts accordingly. And from all accounts, it's a pretty funny scene. And
Mhm.
the next day, he just got a phone call saying, "Hey, you have to drop that because we're not going to make that. So if you keep it in, we're gonna drop it. But
Okay.
if you take it out, everything's fine." And they just said, we're just not going to deal with the blowback for it. And it's like, but it worked in the room, and it's in context, and it's you know
I mean, I get both sides of it. Like, that's what you should be doing with art is exploring things and how people react and everything. But also, like, just there is going to be blowback, and there are going to be. It's just reactionary nonsense. So this is we all agree it's a horrendous word. So
Yeah.
it's a word now that can never be explored, or how we react to it, or it's just a thing that we don't ever. Oh, but the terrible people can use it at will.
Yeah. Like the terrible people are fine.
It's all just
That,
it's just like
it's so
okay.
it's so aggravating that the terrible people have all the words.
Yeah, they really do. They just get to go fucking wild with it. And then the more it's not in our world, the more power it has for them. It's all very,
Yes.
just watching it, it's all very, and look, I'm not going to throw it around. I used to use it in historical context because on the dollop, because I very much do not believe in whitewashing. And that is saying N word when someone has an evil person has used it and taking it out of that context makes that person less evil. And
Yes.
so that's the definition of whitewashing, to make, this person lesser evil. So, but I stopped because it's just not worth it. But yeah, it's fucking complicated, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's look, I do have a level of empathy of people not wanting to have to deal with it. Like,
Of course.
it's but uh the other little bit that you'll appreciate is that the person using the word is partially a person of color. So my mate
Okay.
was my mate who's playing the Andy Woke character. My mate spent a lot of time sort of saying, "How do you feel about this?" When I originally wrote it, he said it a few times. I feel like it's too much, and this guy said, "You know what? I think once is enough. Gets the point across." So they'd really discussed it and
Yeah.
worked it out. And he said, but once I'm more than happy to say it once because it's in the context. And he immediately gets shouted down. And anyway, it's out. It's out. So
It's really fucked up because I think that artists, and I'll bring up like Sarah Silverman and Zach Galifianakis and like the alternative crowd, which I was kind of on the fringes of, but they used it all the time, ironically. But at some point when it's white comedians on stage saying it to an all white audience, ironically, how ironic is it? It just
right,
gets to be like, what are we fucking doing there? So I think it was 100% just being thrown around too casually, which does in the end ruin it for an artist who wants to explore its meaning, exploring what it's doing in society.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. But once again, it's also it's the dumbing down of society and
Yeah.
essentially saying to people, you're not smart enough to understand that words have different types of power and different types of context,
Hmm.
and so now it's all just reactionary without actually being able to understand nuance or be able to connect with
Yeah.
something properly. But you know, I was talking to another mate of mine, a comedian who. I'm sure he'd be fine with me mentioning who he is, but anyway, he has a very funny routine about someone having a go at him about being uh, you know uh, essentially not homophobic. Do you know what I mean? And in the
Hmm.
routine, this guy says, "Oh, well, how would you feel if your son grows up to be gay?" And he gives this very measured response about all sides of it, from his emotional stability to society, etc. And then the punchline is, um, but seriously, why are we worrying about it? Because by the time he's old enough, there'll be a cure for it. And it's a funny joke, right? It's a really funny joke. And all the gays he knows, and then the gay people that come to his, they love it. They think it's the
Yeah.
funniest thing that, like, they mention it. He even had a couple of a gay couple turn up with, there'll be a cure for it. They were wearing
Hmm.
t-shirts in the front row. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's funny,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The only people who have complained, he said, have been half a dozen small blonde women.
Yeah. I mean, that's the big thing, right? So growing up in San Francisco, which was the ultimate sort of PC comedy town, you really had to be careful. But I would talk about race and stuff, and whenever I did, the black people in the audience would be laughing their fucking asses off, and the white people's asses would be clenching.
Yeah,
And I just realized early on that it's just like this is just crazy. Like because you can, like when I went to New York, I worked in like this little office, and it was like data entry, and it was like me and six other black people, and and we were just super honest about race and laughing and having a good time in a way you can't do with white people, which is just so
Yeah,
weird because it's
yeah,
like these are the people living with it, not fucking you.
yeah,
And they're like totally like you can be honest because they're living through it, whereas the
yeah,
white people just don't want to fucking hear about it. It's
yeah,
Australia has the exact same issues that America does with this. I mean, the stuff you guys do, like my favorite thing that Australia does is the acknowledgement before shows, and it's like because you have no power because you fuck everybody so fucking hard
yeah,
because you can't even give the Aboriginal people a fucking seat in parliament. So this is going to make you feel better because does absolutely nothing at the end of the day. It
yeah,
doesn't. It's just white people making themselves feel better about everything that's happened. But
yeah.
give them some fucking power. Stop fucking them over with the cops and everything else that you're fucking doing. Like actually help them. Oh no, you're gonna say a thing?
Yeah, look, I'll stand up for Australia. We also give them a round in the AFL where we celebrate them. So, come on,
When I
man.
first when I first saw that, I pulled up my app and I'm like, I wonder what the standings are. So what the fuck? It's just like it's just such all servicey bullshit that doesn't. But this is how the fucking your Labor Party and my Democratic Party operate. It's just all surface shit without true help for these people, without using your power to actually achieve something and get something done. And it's just crazy to watch.
Well, the thing is that they're enthralled to their supporter base that they want to appeal to vote for these
Yes.
things, but they're also in cahoots with the money people
Right.
who help keep them in power. So the
Yeah.
surface here will get us through this part. So I don't know if you saw, but we had some anti-immigration marching in Australia
I did.
about yeah. And it was great. And the neo Nazis were. By the way, let me just say this: whoever the publicist is for Nazis, fuck, they are doing a bang up job. Like they were
Yeah, it's
out
Murdoch.
and they're back. Like that's a good publicist. Like they. Like it wasn't that long ago that Indiana Jones was punching them in the face, but now it's like, oh, come on, you
Yeah,
know, everyone
well,
deserves a say.
yeah,
But
that's Murdoch. It took
it's
him a
absolutely
while.
Murdoch. Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's this uh the thing is that everyone in positions of power, especially in Australia, is an absolute pussy. And
Yes.
Albanese came out, like I voted for Albo, and I think what he does is he plays a small target uh, kind of position, so he can't quite, no one can quite nail him, which is probably politically savvy,
Sleazy politician is what we
but
call that.
it's yeah, savvy, sleazy. That all begins with S. Slutty. But he did the thing of there's some good people involved
Nope.
in those marches. No, mate,
Nope.
if I turn up to a march that's about, I don't know, the housing crisis, and I turn around and there's a fucking goose stepping motherfucker next to me and
Hmm.
some asshole with a little moustache up there talking, you know what I do? I leave. Like I leave immediately. If I'm if I'm walking my imaginary dog and I accidentally end up too close, I I stay long enough for my dog to have a shit and I pick it up and I hurl it in their direction and then I walk the
That's
opposite
right.
direction.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you, you
You
can't you
don't.
can't give them a space.
No. Or I mean, take it from me in America, and we
Mm,
did this in my town. So we had these school board meetings, and the right wing Nazi groups were starting to become a real problem, and we showed up to one, and they were more of them, and they were very aggressive, and it was really ugly. And so the next time, all of the anti-fascist groups in LA got together, and we there were fights in the street. Like
yeah,
we got into it with them,
yeah,
and we let them know there's more of us. And then that was it for those board meetings. There were no more big contentious things. They went away because you have to show them there's more of us, and you have to show them we're willing to push you down on the ground. We're willing to take you down because
Yeah,
they're fascists. And
yeah,
fascists don't listen to anything but violent. They really don't. You're not going to vote them
yeah,
out
yeah,
unless you have a giant mob of them and say there's more of us. They're going to find other ways. That's just what they are. They're anti-free speech. They're anti-freedom. They're anti certainly any minority. They're anti-gay. They're anti-trans. They're anti-everything. So you got to go like, well, yeah, there's more of us, and you got to use numbers to show that when you hear there's going to be an anti-immigrant march, you have to get a massive pro-immigrant group together and go, well, here we are. What
yeah,
would you like to do?
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they're fucking chicken shits.
Well, it's in the DNA because if
Yes,
like if you're not chicken shit, guess what? You don't have an issue with all of this other stuff.
absolutely.
So
Yes,
that's right. You know, the best way to deal with the bully is not having a little
yes,
chat and hoping that you can find some common ground.
right.
It's a fucking sock to the nose.
It's a fucking punch to the face every fucking
Yeah,
time. I mean, we had that guy, Richard Spencer here, who he was a big right wing guy rising up, and then some dude who's we don't know the masked man who fucking clocked him at a protest, and he
right.
was done. He was
Yeah,
gone. His everything he had was over.
yeah,
Nobody looked up to him again. They cast him out, and now he's a fucking loser somewhere up in Minnesota. Like you, that's what they are. Like you show that they're weak, and then they go away. It's just how
yeah.
they operate.
Yeah, you know, there's a guy on the run down here who uh, shot and murdered two police people, and
Mm.
he's off hiding. Nobody quite knows where he is, and so there was someone in Adelaide wearing like a t-shirt that was almost like his image and almost the Obama hope image, which aged well on its own. But uh, and it's amazing that we have a podcast here called Lamestream, which I think does a really good job of
Mm.
looking at all this kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
it's amazing how the press is not really going after this guy who, in the way you would expect, who murdered two police people. Like, there's a little bit of we don't want to upset anyone. Like, he's a dog and he's done this thing and he needs to be captured and he can't be. And if people who are going to these marches are starting to wear, even just one person's wearing a t-shirt like that, like it's so fucking adolescent. It's like when you're in high school and you're learning about pushing buttons. I remember uh, saying things in history class in when I was 13 and watching people, and you go, oh, that's funny. What an exciting film. And then you mature and you move on. And people still hold on to those things.
Well, there's something, and I don't think you guys can kind of comprehend it yet, and because you have to be in it, but it's so dumb.
Right.
You can't believe how dumb it is, and you can't believe how it swells, and it's just dumber all the time. And you're like, I
Yeah.
can't, and that's exactly what happened in Germany. Is
Yeah.
all these smarter people going, I can't, this is so fucking stupid. Like
Yeah.
it's like fascism is like a groundswell of idiots taking power, and you're just watching it and you're like, why aren't we just saying the thing? Like this is just dumb and they're fucking idiots. What's happening right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
And they get to wear the shirts and and do their like they'll find something like that. Like they'll find a symbol, a guy's wearing a shirt when he does a thing, and then they'll all start wearing the shirt. Like they're
Yeah.
they're very much letting you know, and they're putting it in your face
Yeah.
that that's who they are, and that they're the tough guys. And that's why like there's anti-fascists who clock them in the face because
Yeah.
now they're wearing a shirt and there's blood on it, and it doesn't look so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's look, there's a two prong to this in Australia, which is, look, don't get me wrong, it's fucking tough out there, and the housing crisis is stressful,
Sure.
and uh, the cost of living is out of control. If you're a family with two kids, I understand how people could actually be having a good wage and still struggling. Like, I don't discount any of that, but on top of that, or alongside of that, um, Australia's still pretty good. It's still a pretty lucky
Yeah.
country. We don't share any borders. Like, we are down here. And I think
Hmm.
there is a level of, um, while things are tough, there is also a level of you have a bit too much time on your hands to think, and you're not engaging properly with anything else. So the idle mind goes into these weird places, and then suddenly, oh well, my stresses seem to align with this, and it's like, no, 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 they're two different things.
Well,
That
you guys have the same problem, which is billionaires can't exist within society because they will distort all of the news and they will distort all of the media that comes to you. And so, what's happening online is fucking terrible as far as them using the algorithms to push right-wing fucking garbage. You aren't going to be able to get away from it because they did
mm,
it here in America and it worked perfectly. They everything gets pushed to all the algorithms. That's why all the comedians, the big comedians, are right wing here because
yeah,
that's from all the algorithms, not because people wanted to hear that. It's just what they got fucking force fed forever.
yeah,
And then all of a sudden, Netflix is like, we should only have right wing comedians on. Like, it just, you watch it all snowball and you're like, yeah, it's the algorithms. And it's all because these stupid rich assholes own everything. And then they can take that and go, it's because of the brown people. And then all of a sudden, these fascists are rising up because and it's like, no, it's the fucking rich guy who's taking all of the resources for himself. Or in your
yeah,
case, the rich mine owning woman. But you
yeah,
know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
having lived through it, it's crazy to watch, and you can't believe it's happening. But when you watch that kind of stuff, you just go, yeah, I can see it all coming together. Like, if I went to Australia now, I would and live there for a little bit, like, okay, this is happening here and this is happening here, and these are all the warning signs, because you guys are 100% on our tail, and you will be on our tail until the Labor Party decides to not be the Democratic Party, because we are here because the Democrats failed.
yeah, yeah. An
So
absolute failure of fortitude and intellect and wit, even,
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Wit is actually a huge part of it, because if you made fun of these guys the whole way, like,
yeah,
they would not have the same amount of power if you just mocked them.
yeah.
It's like it like melts the witch, like yeah, it's hard to watch. It's happening all over the world. We're just spreading it around now.
Yeah, it's funny. The I was talking to a woman that I work with who she went down to the march, and she said, "Oh, I thought it was disgusting that that they allowed those Nazis to talk." And I said, "Oh, so is that when you left?" And she said, "No, no, no, I stayed there because what I was marching for was a different thing." And then she explained to me, it was, her and her husband had this business, and they had all this money, and then the government came away and took it, and it's just made things really tough ever since. And the more I talked to her, the more I realized, A, she has two homes, and B, the money that the government took, the money that the government took was the fucking taxes they hadn't paid. Hey, you did the wrong thing. Oh no, I can't believe I'm in jail. All I did was murder nine people. Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of these people that feel aggrieved, even though they have just done wrong. And
Yeah,
but they're all part of the mix. Like, they all get in the mix together.
yeah,
It's common, it's swindlers, it's racists, it's the extreme religious people, it's these fucking white collar crime like people who didn't pay taxes and are like, why should I pay them now? That's not fair. It's just like
yeah.
watching it all come together. You're just like, Jesus Christ, man, what a fucking. But if everybody's happy and if everyone's taken care of and if there isn't a housing crisis and if you can afford to pay for everything, none of this is fucking happening.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's right, isn't it? Like, if you want to combat fascism, get down into the dirt and fix shit.
Take care of people. If you want to stop fascism, take care of everybody. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really how it is. Take care
Yeah.
because the fascists are like, no, we're just going to take this for the whites. I mean, right? The straight white guys get everything and no one else gets anything. That's what fascism is. And so
Yeah.
it's just, and they're also, I mean, they're fucking sociopaths and they're violent. But yeah, it's take care of people. I mean, that's the problem with America is it's the opposite of take care of people. It's squeeze every
Yeah.
person for every drop of blood that they have left in them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the lie that's sold, isn't it? That we do care
Hmm.
about everyone, and we care about everyone so much that in America, anyone can make it. Anyone can rise to the top. Well,
Hmm.
well,
Except
except, well, we're not going to show you the escape hatch, but we're just going to keep it down here. We had it pains me to say it, but I checked out of the AFL years ago when the Adam Good stuff went down, and I
ah,
was just
yeah,
a
I get
little,
that.
yeah, I was just a bit too close to power in Melbourne through my friends who did stuff for, their clubs, etc. And just, love the sport, but just hate the foundations. And then
But
halfway
they're
through
all that's isn't that the foundations of all these sports though? I mean, it's fucked
well,
up, but it is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's the thing is that you can kind of trick yourself, can't you? Like you
Yeah,
can distance yourself from a lot of it, but once you're there and it's being said to you, and you go, "Oh, I just can't justify this anymore."
yeah.
But halfway through the season, I found out that my team, the Adelaide Crows, were doing well. People were telling me, and I just found myself checking the ladder, and then we were top.
Bad,
I was, oh, this is great,
bad,
and then I thought,
bad time to tune back in this week.
mate, and then so then our best player uses a homophobic slur, and it's like, oh, good,
No.
yeah,
When? This
yeah.
week?
No, a couple of weeks ago, and then and that was against Collingwood, against the Collingwood player, and then Collingwood played in Adelaide, and sections of the crowd booed every time he touched the ball, and then our coach was just sort of like, waved it off, and I was like, well, you know what? Thank you for doing that, because guess what? I'm not going to do. Watch the finals, and then I had someone was telling, because I didn't watch any of it, and then I had someone having the audacity to tell me, "Oh, now I'm barracking for Collingwood," and it's like, well, they don't have the fucking runs on the board either. This is it's
No.
I just I just crave someone to, like, a coach to see something like this happen and come out at like quarter time and lead the players off the oval and make a
Oh,
statement.
yeah.
We're not coming back out until that behavior stops, and make a stand. But they're enthralled to sponsors, they're enthralled to the gatekeepings. It's never going to
I mean,
happen.
they've been trying to get that to happen in Europe with the fucking crazy racist stuff that happens, the throwing of banana peels and the monkey chants and all that, and it's still not happening. The best
Yeah,
thing that ever happened was a guy used the N-word against a player, and a few games later, I want to say more than that, 6 months later, Gareth Bale went up for a header and threw one of the most vicious elbows you'll ever see and just fucking clocked that guy.
yeah,
That's how it should work.
yeah,
Because these sports, that's one thing I used to love about baseball is it policed itself in a way.
yes,
Um, these sports need to police themselves because no one's going to police them. If there's too, like you said, there's too much fucking money involved. They're not
yeah,
going to do it. And the other thing is like, I'm sorry, but we're watching athletes. There's a lot of fucking idiots. Like there's just a
yeah,
lot of guys that particularly, in America, you have all these guys that hockey's the worst apparently. But like, they leave school when they're super young and they start
yeah,
going to these clubs and they're just not well-rounded people.
yeah.
Now they are around people of different colors, so they really shouldn't be racist because that's who they've come up with, and it's kind of crazy that they would be, but they're still out there.
Yeah,
Homophobia is always going to be a problem in those sports because 10% of them at least are gay, right? And no one's out. Is there anybody
right.
out in the FL? Anybody?
There was someone came out as bisexual, but they haven't been in the game for a while, and it's
Yeah,
it is absolutely wild to me that this is still a thing, and it's
sure.
and even in a practical way, right? If you if you've got 22 on your squad and six of them are gay, and then you go to the club afterwards, well, you've gone from having a 1 in 22 to a 1 in 16 chance of meeting a woman. Like, just you look at it as a numbers game. You know, maybe
Yeah,
maybe
the
talk
odds
to your
picked up
gay
for
mate.
you.
Yeah, maybe talk to a gay mate and say, "Hey, I'm not having much luck with women. What am I doing wrong?" They make a good wingman.
It's I don't know, man. I'm still amazed that more guys aren't out yet in sports, but I guess it's just too fucking macho of a culture, right? It's just, I
Yeah,
mean, it sounds like, AFL and rugby are especially like just bro centric.
yeah,
Yeah, but there's certainly, I can't see, I think in America, the last sport to have a guy come out would be football. Like,
yeah,
but I could see guys coming out in the other sports before that. I mean, we had a gay soccer player for a while. I think he's retired. That's the only
yeah.
guy I think that's really come out though.
Yeah, I don't follow the NRL at all. It's I didn't grow up with it. I don't really get it, but I do watch it from afar, and I think, well, at least there's Polynesian people and there's
Hmm.
Maori people playing, and at least there is still of course, it has more money in it, but there's still a grassroots suburban feel to it. And my problem with AFL is, you know it's it's gone from being a suburban sport to they've made it like the NFL where it's a religion, it's a cult,
Oh yeah,
you know, and it's
yeah,
and I think that lifts everything in their minds above everything else, and so that behavior just
yeah.
never really gets sorted, and it's a shame. Um,
Well, it has to
the
come from the top. The
Yeah,
owners have to be like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Like that's how it has to, and they're never going to do that because they just care about money, man. Look at the fucking NFL, the shit
yeah,
that goes on. Like what's his name, Deshaun, the guy who played for,
Stevenson,
yeah, no,
no, Watson,
God
Deshaun
damn it,
Watson,
Watson.
yeah,
What 28 sexual assaults, and he just paid them all the women to sign NDAs, and then
yeah.
got he's playing for the Browns, and you're like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah,
What
and
are you
he's and he's
doing?
and he's not even good. Like
No, it's
he's
you just you're not gaining anything because how many women now are just like fuck you? I'm not gonna fucking watch that shit. You have to be losing audience at that point. You have to be losing fans. I just
yeah,
don't know how it works.
yeah.
I
But I also think people's memories are small, and once that guy's gone within 3 years, you find out your team's
Mhm.
doing well, and then suddenly you show some interest, and you got to hope for a
Yeah.
homophobic slur to send you back, save you some time.
I just need one homophobic slur. That's all I need to get me. I
Yeah.
want to get my time back. I got to get that 2 3 hours back.
Yes, I really appreciate it in hindsight, but it was obviously disappointing in the moment. Um, well, so anyway, on a funnier note for you, the reason I asked if I'm looking prettier is I have officially started Ozempic.
Oh, have you?
Yes,
Wait, can you get it down there
through the
through
doctor.
your healthcare system?
Yeah, yeah. It's 150 for 4 shots a month. I thought you
How
were.
much it costs here?
Oh yeah, like hit me.
I think it's 1,200.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that's why I love when I see old pensioners on a fucking bus with a MAGA hat, and it's like, mate, the last thing you want is his influence down here because all your medication is going to go through the roof. But yeah, 150 for 4 weeks.
I mean, that's good. And is your plan to stay on it for a while, or is it like go on it, lose weight, then go off? What's
So
the plan?
So what happened was I've had a pretty good doctor who's been aggressive with my blood sugar levels. 6.5 and above is diabetic. We don't know my father's side, so he's been on top of it,
Hmm.
kind of thing. He's had me on metformin, a tablet that I take once a day.
Yeah.
So I was hovering around 5.9, like it got to
Hmm.
6.1 at one point, but I got it all. At the start of the year, I was like 88 kilos and it was down to 5.5. So it was well out of
Hey,
the
you know what
danger
you just
zone.
said? You just said I weighed bananas. That's what you just said to me. 88
Oh,
kilos. What are you doing?
fuck, what's that? What are you? You're 88. Hang on.
Hey, what is that?
Are
Like
you?
4 stone? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah,
Talk
yeah,
to
no.
me in the queen in the not the queen the anti-queen's English. Talk to
I
me
get, all right.
like I'm from a country where we're not part of the Commonwealth.
Yes,
Please.
no, no. I often forget that. So I was like just under 14 stone. So
I don't know
does
what
that mean
stones are either.
what do you have? What the fuck do you have over
Pounds.
there? Ounces. Fucking hell. All right, let's go ounces.
The funniest one to me, the
I was
funniest one to me.
3,104
So you're
ounces.
almost 200 pounds.
Oh,
Okay.
pounds. Yes. All right. Right. So I
Yeah, we do
was
pounds. I don't, what's
Jesus
so funny
Christ.
is stone to me is the craziest one of all. Like we're very backwards, but to me, stone is just like, what is it? Is it like the year 800? Like a stone? You're weighing against a stone? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I saw Dr. Germanicus and he was prescribing all of these remedies. Um, so that was an amazing result, and he was wrapped. My doctor was wrapped, and then then like 4 weeks ago, it turns out having a stressful year, you kind of eat more. And
Yeah.
anyway, so I was up to so I'll keep this going for you. I was up to 205 pounds.
Okay.
And my sugar level went from 5.5 to 6.3, which means if
Oh,
I wasn't on
on the
metformin,
edge.
I'd be I'd be diabetic. So
Okay.
he just said, "Look, I want you to well he's just gone, you need to lose weight. You need to lose it."
Oh,
And
yeah.
he wants me to get down to 176 pounds.
176.
Yeah, which is
How
80
tall are
kilos.
you?
I emotionally, I am 5 foot 7. Hang on a sec. Wait a minute. Five foot
Emotionally.
seven.
Five foot
In
seven. You're taller than 5'7", I think. You
I'm
gotta be like
about a
five
hundred
nine.
170, maybe 100. I'm around 170, 175 centimeters.
Okay.
I just have broader shoulders, which gives me this air of intimidation.
Yeah, so you're like five. I thought you were taller than that. You seem taller because of your
You,
personality.
mate, you know what? It was if you're a
Hmm.
short ass and you fucking play basketball,
Yeah,
you
trust
have to
me.
carry yourself taller.
I was very short and I played basketball.
Yeah,
But when I got into high school, I was 4'10", which would be four 4'10". It's very small, but I was probably smaller than you are.
right.
In meters, that's or do you guys do it in centimeters? For doesn't matter. 58 inches is
You're 124,
107.
125 centimeters.
147.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was tiny. I was small. So I had to learn how to shoot
Yeah.
uh, essentially 3 pointers from distance because I couldn't get anywhere near it. And I got really fucking good
Yeah.
because that was all I could do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, uh, there was a period when I was running the shelf, and I had someone say to me, "Oh, I never liked talking to you beforehand because you're really intimidating." Now, I have to say, just before a gig, I was reading my notes trying to memorize my brand new material, so I don't know what was
Yeah.
intimidating about that. I was just focused, and I was talking to Adam Richard about it, and he was like saying, "Oh, no, 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 you can be intimidating." I said, "Fuck me! Like, I don't think I'm
And
intimidating
he's
at all."
he's he's much taller.
Oh, much taller. And he said, "Well, you know how when you were young and you had a Discman and your favorite thing was like the rest of us go to Adelaide and we get a little bit freaked out because it's a bit scary, but you used to walk home with a Discman and walk through the parklands listening to Mr. Bungle, and you used to enjoy that."
Well,
He said, "It's there you go. It's that." Oh, okay,
well,
no
look,
worries.
people who listen to Mr. Bungle at night walking through a park are psychopath. Like that's a crazy man thing that you do.
Yeah,
So yeah,
no,
that's intimidating. People who are like you said, you're focused on your material. People who are quiet, people get very intimidated by. If you're
yeah,
comfortable being quiet, if you're comfortable just sitting there, then people don't. A
yes.
lot of people don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, yeah. So I essentially, at first, I just worked out I had to work better on my face. I just had to work on my face. I just had to work on the material much
Yeah.
earlier. So then when everyone came up and talked to me, I could be like, "Hey, look at that guy. This guy's always happy. Not intimidating at all." So,
All
but
right.
anyway,
So
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 uh,
how long have you been on Ozempic?
um, 3 days.
Do you think they purposely made it sound like Olympic? Because I do.
Maybe,
I
yes.
think that was pure marketing. Okay, because I was going to say you look way fatter. Is that the wrong thing to say?
Jesus, like so hungry. And why are you saying this to me?
Yeah, I know people have gone on it and it's works amazing. Now, most people don't go on it the reason you do, which is actually the reason you're supposed to go on it is if you're
Yeah,
in that diabetic range, which is yeah.
yeah, yeah. So what I've done is, so in the lead up, I thought I can't just go onto it and then not be able to, like, you're just not really that hungry. So
Right.
I can't go on it and then. So I spent a couple of weeks just changing the diet. Basically, I try not to eat past 7 o'clock. So 7 till 7. You get 12 hours of, digestion kind of thing. And
What what happened? What was going on at night before this? What was the snack situation in Mr. Hamilton's abode?
well,
Say a couple months ago.
like I'm a stress eater.
Hmm.
So, and, like maybe 3 or 4 nights a week, a 175-gram packet of chips and
Sure.
maybe some chocolate here or there. And
Uh-huh.
maybe, a whole, like hummus is healthy for you. And I can't see how a
How
tub
much?
of it can't, I can't think a
Yeah.
tub would be
Well,
less
okay.
healthy.
So actually, everything in moderation. Probably not a tub, but
Yeah, maybe some little biscuits.
is
Maybe
there ice cream?
not always,
Not always. Not always.
not always. I have, I have Greek yogurt. Anyway,
Uh,
I kind of felt it was not going to be good, but I didn't expect it to be bad. Does that make sense? I thought, oh
right.
God, I've definitely been stressed, and
Yeah.
there's going to be some slippage, and it was, Dave. It was fucking devastating. I was so fucking devastated walking out of there because not only is it devastating news, but I felt kind of embarrassed because my doctor's been really good to me for all this time, and then suddenly I'm a fucking guy in entertainment taking Ozempic, and anyway, so that night I had a little sulk, and I just felt really down about it, and just thought I'm going to feel all these feelings, and then I'm going to go to bed, and then I'm going to wake up and go, right, time to change the diet, time to get on
Yeah.
top of this. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, they do say, based on what I've been reading, is that the less you eat, really, the better as you age.
yeah.
And you shouldn't stay away from like fatty stuff, like, uh,
You should
but
should still have
but
like
processed food,
avocados. Yeah,
yeah, like processed food you should stay away from.
yeah,
But like no, it's lesser is actually what keeps the cholesterol down, and it's just lesser
yeah.
whatever. Sugar, obviously sugar for you is the chocolate, the ice
Diabolical.
cream, probably not
Yeah.
a good idea.
Look, I had a really good run. I've got
Yeah,
two different songs about snacks.
that's
You
all that
know,
matters.
they can never take those songs away from me. So,
That's right. That's all that matters.
man,
What would David Bowie think? David Bowie was very skinny. What would David Bowie think?
Dad. Well, I think he'd talk to me about all the addictions he overcame, and and probably very nicely tell me his addictions were much harder. So fucking get to it, boy. Get
That's
to
right.
it.
That's right.
You can't be the
And then
pudgy
he'd
white Duke. You got to be the thin white Duke.
and then he'd sing one of the snack songs.
Oh my lord, that is. If David Bowie had sung one of my snack songs to me, I would have just given him a little hug, a little kiss on the head, and I would have walked out
Oh.
into oncoming traffic because it's never going to get any better. So I guess we should be glad that that never happened.
Uh,
Dave. All right. Well, I should let you go. What's coming up? Do you have a tour coming up in October?
yeah, late October we have a tour. I have a high school reunion. I haven't gone to
Oh,
one.
oh, I've never gone to one either.
I
I don't
went
think
to
I've even been invited.
Oh, that's so funny because yeah, you if you fall out of the groups, like I'm only friends with one guy left from high school.
Yeah.
Or and no, and there's a lady, she's a teacher, she lives near me, and she was in like our friend group and she sent me a message. But I was like, yeah, I'll do it. It's right before the tour. I'll do that and then go on tour. It'll be weird because I looked through the yearbook and I'm like, I don't know who most of these people 90% of these people, I have no idea who the fuck that is.
Yeah.
I really had no clue. But I remember a few. But yeah, it'll be weird. I
It's
assume I'll be the best looking one. Is that the way to go into
absolutely,
this?
absolutely, and carry yourself like that. And I wouldn't even really look at people. Just keep carrying
I
yourself like that.
probably I'm probably gonna go shirt off if that makes sense.
Absolutely, get those fucking man tits out and shake them all about. It is, and then just tell everyone that your new body shape comes from this meat tit that you've consumed, and it's really working out. You've got to go to your high school reunion because you're going to be on the road with Gareth, and you've got to be able to. Oh yeah, another thing about this high school reunion when you're having lunch and
That's
shit
right.
like that. It's
Yeah.
like you're taking a bullet for Gareth and the conversations on tour. In fact, you should tell him to go to his, and if there isn't one happening, he should set it up.
That's right. Yeah, so that's gonna happen. And then we just did our 700 episodes. We did
Oh,
three.
wow!
Bill Clinton.
Congratulations. Yeah. So there were three. Like it was one topic.
Yeah, we did it live on Patreon. We had Adomian as a guest, and the topic was Bill Clinton, President Bill Clinton, who is a sex pest, rapist, terrible all around human being.
Good for the economy, though. And he
Well, it
played the saxophone.
turns out good for the economy at the time, but later on, really bad for the economy.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean long term. I just meant while he was there. Jeez, what a world! What a world! All right,
Yeah.
Dave, I will let you go. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you to Dave Anthony for joining me this week. I got to say, I've really appreciated all the feedback on the podcast with Dave. It seems like it's turning into one of your favorite episodes and favorite segments, whatever you want to call it. And having him as a regular guest on the show has really seemed to landed quite well. So I appreciate all the feedback, and I'm glad you're getting so much out of it as well. I love talking to Dave. And yeah, it's a fun dynamic. So let's all workshop. You know what? Write to me via the socials about what Dave can do for his school reunion. Dave and I are going to record our next podcast just before he goes on that. So if you have any horrific school reunion stories, or you have some advice. What I'll do is I'll put a link to this video on the Patreon page, and I'll make it available for everyone, and then you can write underneath. So patreon.com/ Justin Hamilton. I'll put a picture of Dave. I'll put the link for this video, and you can give me all your advice there, stories, whatever, and I'll share them with Dave, and we can see. Maybe we can put the fear of God into him that he probably is already feeling. I'm not sure he's feeling fear. I think he is feeling potential disdain for whoever he is going to be coming into contact with. And then after that, we can find out how it all goes. So that should be a lot of fun. But as I said, always great to catch up with Dave, and I'm really appreciating all the extremely positive feedback on these particular episodes. Next up will be the next Alien Earth episode, and then after that, it will be The Surfer, and then my old mate Nick is going to be coming back on to discuss the state of the music industry and what to look out for and everything that's happening. So we have a broad range of podcasts to come. We've got this, we've got TV, we've got movies, we've got music. So it feels good. Feels good to have this broad range of art and entertainment to discuss with you. Yes, I've already mentioned Patreon. I've mentioned the Substack. I've mentioned gigs. Once again, if you would like to have access to any of that, head to justinhamilton.com.au, and you will find all the stuff that I produce under the stuff heading, because I couldn't do content. I couldn't do content. I'd rather go with stuff. And all the gig stuff is there as well. All right. I'm in a pretty good mood. I better get all of this sorted and uploaded for you. So, in the meantime, I hope you're well. I hope everyone that you love is well. And I don't know, I hope you've got some inspiration in your life and you're kicking a lot of goals at the moment. Until then.